Just got my violent trigger, the Deuce trigger for my clone GTI. As you can see, I've already installed it. I replaced the stock trigger, which it's okay, but it's just not enough adjustments on it like some of the aftermarket ones like the Violence and the Criticals. The Deuce just recently came out from Violent. It's made of Delrin. Has a really nice feel to it, as you can see. Obviously the shape is a little bit different, and installation is pretty straightforward. As you can see, this is the actual trigger pin which you would have used on the original one. On the Violent, you actually have to use the back rear hole back here for this pin. Reason I put a second pin in is basically just to keep dirt and junk out, because as you can see, when you put the grip on, this does get exposed, so if you leave it out, stuff will kind of get in there, which is what I did. I also installed a magnet in, which what I basically did was, the magnet they provide, I hot glued it where the spring would have sat in there, and put hot glue in. I'm not sure if you can see it. I put the magnet in, held it in place, used something like plastic, to keep it down, and then put hot glue on the other side of it, and I kind of shaved off the little excess out of there, make it a little cleaner look. So in the package that you get, it does include the two magnets for the inside the trigger, and they give you an extra spare set screw. This is my second Violent trigger I've gotten. I've also had installed the sickle version, which was okay. Between the two, I find the Deuce actually feels a little nicer. I like this little bump right here, which is actually a nice little spot for me to sit my finger on, if that makes any sense. But as you can see, I had a white one, which I tried to do the RIT dye to it, so it kind of came out a little reddish. Not bad, but I do, between the two, I actually do like the Deuce better. Has a nicer feel to it on the finger as you're walking the trigger. Again, with Violent, is like I said, is my second one, and it's hit or miss. This one actually came with a sticker. The new Deuce one actually didn't come with a sticker. By no means that's anything of a deal breaker, but it does feel very nice in the hand. You can actually, I was playing with it and actually using this little bump right here, which gives a nice little quick snappy feel to it. But you can use it with or without the magnet, or you can use a spring. Preferably, if I would have used the spring, I would have probably cut it down a little, because inserting into a trigger, spring was a little long, so it gave it that stronger spring feel, which wouldn't feel quite as light. But everyone has a little preference. I don't have my magnet inset too much, so it's got a nice little snappy feel to it. So that's my review on the Deuce trigger on the GTI. Enjoy.